The question everyone is asking all around the country, where is Maleah?
I want to find my baby. I just want to find her. Help me find her, please. Help me find her.
On Friday afternoon, May 3rd, 2019, Maleah Davis was supposed to be on her way to the airport with her mother's boyfriend and his 1-year-old son to pick up her mother. But what happened next revealed a reality far darker than anyone initially imagined.
Maleah, her stepdad, Derion Vence, and their baby son were supposed to pick her up at Bush Airport at about midnight, but never showed. Vence told police he was beaten and kidnapped after stopping for what he thought was a flat tire and woke up the next night off Highway 6 in Sugar Land. The 1-year-old was with him, but Maleah was gone.
The story told to police by her mother's boyfriend, Darius Miles, began to unravel under scrutiny, and it didn't match the grim reality of what had truly happened to Maleah Davis. Behind his words, investigators sensed something far more disturbing lurking in the shadows.
The puzzle of who police say is responsible for Maleah's disappearance.
We wasn't thinking that they were missing. We thought he was just circling around the airport.
As Maleah's family tried to remain hopeful, reality began pointing in a far darker direction. Investigators uncovered the final known CCTV footage showing Maleah Davis being seen for the last time.
A neighbor's surveillance pictures show that on the same Tuesday at 7:54 a.m., Vence and Maleah walking at the Southwest Houston apartment where they lived. An HPD source says this is the last known image of Maleah. Then, a little after 8 a.m., another neighbor's camera captures Vence walk into his car, and this time he's alone. Fast forward to Friday, May 3rd at 1:40 p.m. A surveillance camera captures Vence leaving his apartment while carrying a blue basket with a large trash bag inside. Then another image shows him walking out with what court documents say was bleach. Then later that same Friday evening at 6:40 p.m., Vence and his son are seen on surveillance cameras leaving without Maleah. Saturday, May 4th, 11:21 p.m., Vence walked into Methodist Sugar Land Hospital and reported Maleah missing. It's also the same day Vence told police that he was abducted and let go with his son, but the men kept Maleah and his silver Nissan was stolen. Claims that didn't add up to what police would later discover.
Ma'am, I just found the car, that missing car of that 4-year-old. The address is 5425 Highway 6.
Okay.
I just gave Houston police that info.
Investigators found on Sunday, May 5th, after searching Vence's apartment, blood evidence linked to Maleah. Then 4 days later, on May 9th, investigators recovered the stolen Nissan in Missouri City, and inside of the trunk is the blue basket seen carried by Vence on surveillance video. Cadaver dogs also detected a decomposition scent in the car. Police then called Vence a person of interest, but then a couple of days later, on Saturday, May 11th, Vence is arrested and charged with tampering with evidence, namely a human corpse.
But one question continued to haunt everyone, from the public to Maleah's own family. Where was Maleah Davis?
Certainly hope it's not a dumpster. If it's a dumpster, it's over. You know, it's over.
Texas EquiSearch was stationed in Rocheron, searching an area off FM 1462 and FM 521 following Derion Vence's old mail route.
I hope she's out there somewhere, but you know, we know where she's not right now, and we searched this area thoroughly. Man, I tried to say a prayer this morning, and it was kind of hard to do. So, yes, it does. It does. Kids really, I mean, tears up our members. Our members are just kind of like family, and you know, we just our heart goes out for this family.
Search teams moved methodically through wooded areas and drainage systems. Volunteers combed through neighborhoods. The urgency was unmistakable. Every hour mattered.
We're focused on one thing, and it's a baby.
Little Maleah has been missing for nearly 2 weeks and still no sign of her. So what if they never find Maleah?
EquiSearch suspended its search for Maleah temporarily yesterday. Today, Miller shares the worst case scenario.
I have my fears now that Maleah may not ever be found, but I had that was Kaylee Anthony too, and 5 months later she was. So as long as stuff keeps coming in, we'll be going out.
I just want to find my baby. I just want to find her. Help me find her, please.
Obviously, it's an unusual story and an unusual situation. So we just go where law enforcement is telling us to go.
Tuesday morning, search crews were busy splitting into teams, some on foot, others using ATV. The second day, EquiSearch's command post is back up. Crews here say they're hoping to cover a lot of ground, about a 2-mile radius, and they're hoping for the best possible outcome, finding little Maleah safe and alive. It's a race against time and weather.
It was already muddy yesterday, and of course we're expecting rain today and the next few days, so we don't know what to expect.
I have to believe that she's okay. I have to, because that's the only thing that's getting me through this.
Heavy rains from the past few weeks still flood many of the fields in this area, hampering their search effort. Even with ATVs in the fields, cars checking roadside ditches, and a chopper in the air, Miller says he's frustrated.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're any closer right now than we were the very first day we started.
The search for Maleah Davis stretched on for weeks, and as time passed, even some of the officers began to feel their hope slowly slipping away.
Good evening. It has been quite a day, a chaotic day, and right now, those remains found in Arkansas are being brought back to Houston so investigators can answer the question we have all been asking: has Maleah finally been found?
After nearly a month, the search finally brought answers, though not the ones anyone had hoped for.
Garbage bag tossed and run over by mowers along this lonely curve of I-30 in Fulton, Arkansas. What's left of someone's child rattled searchers.
I have grandbabies, so I know what children's clothes look like.
HPD detectives flew in based on a tip. Activist Quantilex told them he spoke with missing 4-year-old Maleah Davis' stepfather, Derion Vence, a suspect in jail accused of foul play. Quanell claims Vence told him Maleah died by accident, causing Vence to panic, drive north, and dump her body in a trash bag along the freeway in Hope, Arkansas. Sheriff James Singleton, a grandpa himself, immediately sent 8 deputies. After an hour, they got a tip that a litter crew found a garbage bag covered in blood and worms 12 miles south. It was there 3 days and accidentally hit by mowers before investigators got there. Detectives know it's a child but could not say for sure if it's Maleah, but they found clothes, jewelry, and enough clues for Hempstead County's coroner to fly remains back to Houston.
The search was over. The outcome was not what anyone had hoped for. What began as a missing child investigation had now become a homicide case.
A lot of you also want to know this. Will Derion Vence, Maleah's stepdad, now be charged with murder since a body has been found? He's been held at the Harris County Jail on a charge of tampering with a corpse. On Friday, investigators said they do expect murder charges in this case, but as of today, that hasn't happened. The DA's office says additional charges would be filed as the evidence supports doing so.
But the medical examiner says she died from homicidal violence. KHU legal analyst Gerald Tree says it's the ammunition needed to charge Vence with more.
Well, when he made these statements that it was an accident, but he loved the child, these findings today by the Forensic Institute of Harris County refute that.
Dozens of people have asked us this. Will Maleah's mother, Brittany Bowens, be charged in this case?
The mother has to be held accountable. She has to be, because she could have did a much better job in protecting that beautiful young baby.
But city leaders saying this cause,
the autopsy reports are very, very disturbing,
does not yet mean closure.
So it may move slowly. The key thing is to get it right.
Police, along with the district attorney, say they are still actively investigating, taking their time so justice can be served.
Justice sometimes is a marathon, but we're well into this marathon, and we should have an update in the next few weeks to the community.
Justice for Maleah! Justice for Maleah!
unfortunately didn't happen today, but I'm sure it do time.
On June 11th, 2021, the gavel finally fell. There was no grand trial, no more lies to spin. In a final act of admission, Vence pleaded guilty. The sentence? 40 years behind cold steel bars. 40 years for a life that hadn't even reached its first decade. 40 years for the fear, the pain, and the silence he forced upon Maleah. For the community, the grief was immediate. The search that had once been fueled by hope was now marked by mourning. Candles replaced posters. Silence replaced
the community
questions.
uniting to celebrate this child's life.
Not about black or white, it's about children of God that come out and support Maleah on this occasion.
In cases like this, timelines matter. Seconds matter. Decisions matter. But beyond the legal proceedings and investigative details, there remains the memory of a 4-year-old child. Maleah Davis was more than a headline. She was a life that touched an entire city. And some stories are remembered not for how they began, but for the questions they leave behind. If you believe this story deserves to be remembered, please like, share, and subscribe. Not for attention, so her memory and others like her will never be forgotten. I'll see you guys in the next unwanted true crime story.